Good morning, everybody. Lone Wolf Rick here. It is Monday morning here in Las Vegas, April 25th, as this month is flying by on us here. Currently it's 66 degrees here in Las Vegas, heading for a high of 81 projected, so it's going to be a nice day. Right now there's no breeze or anything, so it's an absolutely perfect weather day so far. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Here in Las Vegas, it was a really nice weekend. Temperature-wise was nice. Nothing much going on except the gambling and maybe the end of some spring break people here in town, but it was a full weekend, lots of people roaming around, and it seemed like everybody was having a good time, so that's always a great thing here in Las Vegas. Today's vlog, we're going to cover something a little bit different than what I've ever done here on the channel. We're going to do kind of a darker side of Las Vegas is what I'm calling it, and where I'm going to give you some stats here, and these stats are from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department files, so they are actual stats. It's like they can't be disputed or denied. It's like they are from the actual Las Vegas Police Department. So we're going to cover all the murders that have happened here in Las Vegas so far this year. And so far for 2022, starting on January 1st, these numbers are up through April the 15th. There have been 35 total murders here in Las Vegas. And I'm going to give you a breakdown of how they all happened here. So let's kind of get into that right now. We've had, like I said, 35 total murders here in Las Vegas for the year to date so far. 27 were by gunshot. 3 were by blunt trauma. 1 was by thermal burns. 3 was by sharp trauma. And 1 still pending, waiting for the autopsy to come back. So that's a total of 35 murders that have happened here, and how they actually did happen. The victimology, what was actually involved, what caused the things to happen here. We've got some of the details right here. Perceived disrespect altercation was kind of the lead of it. That was 7 murders happened because of that. Domestic violence was 6 murders. That was the second leading cause. Altercations over property, 2 murders happened over that. Domestic violence, either by abuse or neglect, 2 murders happened that way. And victims were gang members. That were 2 murders happened that way also. And that's all the information that I was able to get. It's like on that topic of victimology. The victims' ages, and they were kind of all over the place, to be honest with you. The victims' age from 0 to 11 months, there was 1 murder that happened for that child. From 2 years old to 9 years old, there was 1 murder that happened. From 15 years old to 19 years old, there was 1 murder that happened. 20 years old to 29 years old, there was 1 murder. 30 to 39 years old, there was 6 murders. From 40 to 49, there were 8 murders. And 50 years old and older, there was 7 murders that happened. It's like in that age group. Males victims by race. 10 were black males that were murdered. 4 were Hispanic males that were murdered. 11 were white males that were murdered. And 1 was other. Didn't specify, but it just says 1 was other. Female victims by race. 5 were black female, 1 was Hispanic female, and 4 were white female. Those were women that were murdered here in Las Vegas. Gang-involved murders, there were 6 total of the 35. It's like there were gang-involved murders, which accounted for 17% of all the murders that happened here in Las Vegas. There were 5 justified homicides in those numbers. 2 of them were altercations over drugs that were deemed as justifiable homicide. 1 was an altercation for an alleged theft. 1 was domestic violence, and 1 was considered self-defense. Of those 35, it's like, so 5 of them were considered justified. Take a look, it's like the last 5 years, the number of murders that have happened here in Las Vegas. 2018, there was 121 total murders. 2019, there was 87. In 2020, there was 102. In 2021, there was 152 murders. So last year was quite a bit of a spike of what was going on here in the Vegas Valley. And this year so far, like I said, 35 murders so far. The causative factors of like what these murders were. There was 1 by alleged theft. There was 1 by an altercation that's like due to drugs. There was 7 altercations that's like were considered like for disrespect. 7 of them. 1 altercation over money, so 1 murder for that. 2 altercations over property, 2. Altercations over trespassing, there was 1. Robberies, there was 1. Domestic violence, there was 6. Domestic violence considered by abuse was 2. Just by being an innocent bystander was 1. There was 1 murder. A love triangle, believe it or not, created 1 murder here in the Vegas Valley. Mental disorder, there was 1. A neighbor's dispute, there was 1. Unlawful use of a weapon, there was 1. Victim of a drug deal was 1. 1 was a victim that was interceding in a fight, and 1 victim was killed that way. Gang members, there were 2. And undetermined, there was like a total of 4 that are still pending investigation. So that's the numbers I have for you. I hope you find them a little bit interesting. I know that's, like I said, this is a little bit different vlog. It's like that I've normally done. Normally here on the Strip, and right now I'm sitting outside of New York, as you can probably tell, as I've been here a few times. But I'm here on the Strip and just kind of taking everything in, enjoying the festivities or whatever. But I kind of wanted to share those numbers of the number of murders that have happened here in 2022. Sometimes things aren't peachy and rosy, and like I said, there is a darker side of Las Vegas that I'm sure everybody knows and everybody's heard about, but I thought I'd give you the actual numbers. It's like so you would be able to see what they actually were. I thank you very much for joining me. I'm Lone Wolf Rick. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, okay? And hit that notification bell, keeps you in the loop for our subscribers. And everybody that watches our videos, thank you very, very much. We appreciate your support, everybody. All right, so that's going to do it for today. I'm going to go roam around now and see what I can find. I already posted 1 video this morning of a walkthrough that I did at one of the shopping centers here in town. One of the larger shopping centers, a big one. If you give that one a shout out or give it a look-see, I'd appreciate it. And other than that, everybody take care, okay? Stay healthy. Let's have a great week. Bye-bye, everybody.